Hiya folks, you're very welcome along to this week's episode of John's Garage. This week is going to be a really short episode. I'm just giving you a quick little update on where we are with the Rover 75. Some of the things we've done, some of the things which we just haven't been able to do just yet. And I'm also putting a deadline on the project. So we'll have a little chat about all that. So let's get on with it. Okay folks, so we're going to start off with underneath the bonnet and explain a little bit about what's been going on here. If you are keeping up regular updates with what has been going on with this project, you'll know that we've fully serviced the car, we've all that end of things done, which is absolutely brilliant. Okay, so I'm just going to turn. So all the servicing work has been done on the engine, which is perfect. It's all back together, it's all working. Now we've done a couple of little things since you were last here. First of all, the battery that I was really proud of that had a big line on it, okay, which just screamed power to me, that's got to be replaced. It's dead, so I'm just getting a new battery. I'm sick of replacing it, or sick of jump starting it, okay. Next up, in underneath this cover, there is an EGR. If you remember back previously, I kind of said that I wasn't quite sure if that was working or not, okay. Now, some say it is definitely not working now because the software for that maybe just fell off the ECU when we were tickling it a little bit. And of course, the ECU, you will all note, is finally and snugly back in its container where it should be. So what happened with the ECU? The original ECU had gotten flooded. There's plenum drains down here, and unfortunately they very easily block. Water backs up, floods the ECU, kills the ECU, and that's exactly what happened with this particular car. Now this happened while it was off the road, so I want to stress that it wasn't down to the previous owner or anything like that. It was just parked up, and unfortunately leaves got in and blocked it. So what have we done with this? Okay, we got a replacement ECU. Really delighted. Somebody actually watching the videos donated it to the project to help us out, so we got that. We got it reprogrammed. As I say, we tickled the ECU a little bit. The EGR software fell off, so unfortunately that's some say deleted. On top of that, we also tickled it in a nice way, and we got more power out of this car. So approximately 160 horsepower we reckon might be lurking in that BMW diesel engine now, all going through that automatic gearbox. I wouldn't put any more power than that through it, but some say they're good up to that point, okay. I still have yet to clean the car. I've never actually cleaned this car other than poking around it. So underneath the bonnet, apart from refitting the covers and all up there, is done. Okay, everything here is done. Of course, I'm going to change that battery and swap that out soon enough. All right, so that's underneath the bonnet. Now let's make our way around the car. Interior is a mess right now, but I am really proud of this. Originally, when I got the car, we thought the fuel pumps were an issue, so all the interior had been ripped out by the guy who donated it to the channel. That's all back in. That all went back in yesterday in the absolute spilling rain, okay? So you'll know in the service videos, I made several comments that it was really hot. They were filmed way back in July. Sorting out the ECU took a bit of time just because everyone was busy and people were, I won't say doing favors, but they were just doing it in their spare time. So that took a little bit longer than expected, but it's fine. It's all back in, it's all working. And a local guy did that, a local computer software specialist type guy who focuses on diesel cars did it and done an amazing job with it. Okay, so really proud of that. So interior refitted, that's complete. Next up, this is where we're still having a little bit of bother. So I'm just going to open up the boot there. Now, the battery is dead, unfortunately. So around the back of the car, there are two things going on. First of all, we have a bad leak. And that's what created the second issue. Now, initially, I thought gaskets and the light were gone. Opened them up, seen that the previous owner had very heavily sealed them. Changed the gaskets anyway. Still made no difference, okay? You can see maybe where the water is coming in there. So the water is dropping down from approximately, get it here, approximately here. Okay, and it's just making its way down. I thought maybe there was an issue, maybe kind of where the metal folds over and stuff like that in the castings was wrong, but no, that had nothing to do with it. From what I can make out, the water is actually coming in through the rear window. Somehow going down here. I reckon the bonding has failed on the glass and it's making its way in somewhere along the seals or something like that, and it's appearing down. Unfortunately, it's also doing it over this side. And with the rain we've been having recently, so today is the 10th of October, a huge amount of water has been going in and it's just been a bit of a pain. Now, unfortunately, what happened over time when this was happening back in the past, the water was actually hitting the wiring, was going straight down into the wiring. I hope you can see this in the camera, sorry if you can't. and it's effectively rusted out all the connections. And a very good friend of mine gave me these. Can they show up there? The little files to put into the connections. I've been filing and cleaning up everything, but it's not making any difference. I think actually what has happened is the wiring back along here has maybe corroded, so the connections just aren't going to work, unfortunately. Which means I have either no lights or spontaneous lights all in this cluster every now and again. So that's created a bit of an issue there. However, the good people on one of the MG Rover Northern Irish Facebook groups, one of them there, Stephen Whiteside, I think is his name. He's going to hook me up with the parts. They're going to be putting an envelope posted down, and hopefully this weekend coming I will get that sorted. So this is a big deal to sort this. The leaks, they'll take a little bit longer, but I'm going to send it into a windscreen specialist to be sorted out. Now, there's one other teeny tiny issue, and again Stephen is going to send me the parts for that. And that's the glass in this wing mirror. Okay, so the glass is gone. I would love if somebody had a powerful mirror that we could replace this entire wing mirror with a new one, because as you can see, somebody's bodged a repair here and they've drilled holes, and it's bleh, I don't really like it. It doesn't look very well. But that's kind of it. Ooh, I noticed the tire is dropping down. We're going to have to sort that tire. And that's pretty much it. It is coming along. Okay, it's coming along. I also, lovely guy up the north, Richard, has sold me a new wing to go on here on the driver's side. I'm still waiting on a passenger side wing. And I really have to do something with these headlamps before the NCT if I get a chance. Oh, I let the magic slip there. Okay, so my big news. This car is booked in for its NCT. And this from the UK. MOT is what I'm talking about. So if I say NCT, it's an MOT. That's what I'm referring to with this car. MOT is booked in for next Monday morning. Okay, so we're going to find out the truth. Has this been a wise investment or a bad investment? The total cost time next Monday rocks around, the total cost that will have been invested to get this car onto my driveway, and as far as the NCT, will have been in and around €1,000. Now folks, I think in this day and age, anyone who can get a project car and get it roadworthy and get it on the road, driving respectfully, looking reasonably respectfully for £1,000, I think that's brilliant. I really think I suppose the whole idea that I went with that, you know, do you really have to spend a lot of money to have an interesting project car, to have a little bit of fun? I really don't believe you should, or you do. And this is going to be proof positive. Fingers crossed, because there's 101 reasons why this car might fail the NCT, apart from any of the ones I've shown you. So the light cluster is really what I'm under pressure over, and hopefully everything else will go pretty well thereafter. There is one other thing I will show you, cause for a little bit of concern, but I don't believe it is any concern. It's down over here. That's kind of hard to see unless I come down, and you can see previous owner gave it a little bit of a bump there, but I have poked and done everything that you're meant to do, and nothing has gone through the bodywork. So that'll be a job for the future, to clean it up and make it good. Other than that, folks, as I said, 8 minutes is a short video for me with this Rover 75. It's coming along. It's been entertaining. The ECU gave us several issues which required me to refrain from scrapping the car. I will explain another time, but it literally was on its last chance. It was either going to work or it wasn't, and it worked. It finally worked. We got it working. We're happy out. Everything's going well. So going to throw in the new battery, start preparing it for its NCT next Monday. So we've 7 days to get it. So hopefully the weather continues to play ball, because that's part of the reason I'm a little bit delayed, and of course working all that as well. All right, folks, listen, I will see you all again very soon. We'll hopefully have an update. Fingers crossed, if I can get my fingers to cross, fingers crossed, the next update will be that it's roadworthy and officially has an NCT stroke MOT, whatever way, wherever you're watching it, you'll understand. All right, anyway, adios folks, we'll talk again soon.